numbers of Aliyah are not big enough.
I'm here today to give a message to Jews around the world that it's time to come home. That we've waited 2,000 years for this to happen. The Jews throughout the generations have dreamed about the opportunity to come back to their land, in the land of Israel. And now we have the opportunity for almost 75 years. We have an opportunity for Jews to come home. Unfortunately, half of the Jewish people have made it home and half of them still are waiting to come home. And we are trying to encourage them. We just came back from the United States trying to encourage Jews to come home on what we call a rescue mission. Unfortunately, it's very hard to rescue Jews that don't want to be rescued. And we're trying to educate Jews that it is important today as ever. It is dire straits. The window of opportunity is closing. And this is the time to come home. If not now, when?
Our goal is two things mainly. First, we want to try to wake up the government of Israel to the emergency situation in the diaspora. God forbid if violence breaks out against the Jews. How is Medinat Yisrael going to evacuate Jewish communities? We've already seen at the beginning of the war that airlines were shut down to Israel. It could also be that for political reasons, governments will shut down El Al. How will we rescue the Jews all around the world that have no other way of escaping? We have to have a plan now. Additionally, where are we going to put the hundreds and thousands of Jews who will soon be coming from the West? Are we going to put them in tent cities? Have we bought the tents? Is there a plan for housing all of these Jews? What are we going to do with them? Our other feeling, a lot of people here are Aliyah activists who have worked for decades trying to convince Jewish people from different countries to come on their own, independently, volunteering. We want to help Nefesh B'Nefesh. We want to help the Jewish Agency. We want to help the Ministry of Klita. We're coming with energy, with spirit. We would like to reach out, send us out to the world. Let us be your shlichim to excite, to give the Jews a positive reason to come, for the yearning for the homeland of the Jewish people, the land of our forefathers. We have to also speak of the great beauty of ARUTZ SHEVA and excite the Jews to show them that this is their future. There is only a Jewish future in the land of Israel. Send us out. We have 100 shlichim, young, exuberant, idealists who want to go out and bring our brothers home. That's why we gathered here today, to turn to the government, to all of its Aliyah agencies, to ask, give us a chance to help you, help the Jewish people come home to Israel.
I'm here with the Emergency Aliyah Conference to speak specifically to college students and prospective college students in America about English-speaking programs that are opening up at Israeli universities. I got my undergrad at UCLA, and as we can now see, UCLA is a hotbed for support for terrorism. They have these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas encampments there, and Jewish students are not safe. They're not free to walk around campus. The professors are encouraging and enabling this behavior. And right now, as an Ola, I'm doing my Tov Sheni at Bar Ilan in political science. And because I made Aliyah, my degree is almost entirely paid for by the government, by my benefits. And even if it wasn't, it's much, much cheaper than it would have been in America. I think aside from all of the anti-Semitism currently going on American college campuses, the fact that it is so expensive is kind of this trick in order to keep people indebted to their universities, to their governments, to America in general, and to have affordable learning. And then on top of that, using your zchiyot through Aliyah to pay even more of that is so important. It's so liberating to have this education and not have to worry about paying off a debt. But right now we see what's going on college campuses. Obviously now it's summer vacation, so we don't see it as much, but over Pesach there was tons of violence. There was tons of rhetoric of instigation, of intifada, of, Jews, you can't hide, you need to pick a side, you need to show yourself. And it's not okay for Jews to feel unsafe on their campuses. And and on top of that, they know they're not getting a good education because this is what the professors are enabling. They're enabling terror. They're justifying and celebrating terrorism. There was, I believe, a Columbia professor who was talking about how, excited he was to see the violence of October 7th. And so I want students to know that there is an option in Israel, and it can be very daunting because it's a different country, different language. There are so many English-speaking programs opening up on Israeli college campuses, and you can get your degree for little to no money, and you're not going to be at a university that is funding terror and supporting terror.
It's always good to have people make the decision to do Aliyah, to make Aliyah to Israel. We are happy to have Olim. We want them to come for the good reasons, because the land of Israel is the homeland of the Jewish people, and we want them here, and we expect them to come. But sadly, in the recent years, and definitely in the last year, we see a rise in anti-Semitism and other not so good reason to make Aliyah. It doesn't matter what is your reason. We in Israel, we want you to come here. We want to help to make Aliyah easier for everyone, and the state of Israel, and the people of Israel, and the land of Israel, and the nation of Israel will benefit.
We're helping on a daily basis, advancing Aliyah, Olim. We're helping Olim in their Aliyah process to Israel from Europe, and advancing Aliyah in the communities. It's a pleasure to participate in this Aliyah emergency conference. I think Aliyah is always an emergency subject. Any Jew that doesn't live in Israel yet should be thinking about it. There is an extreme violent trend going on in European communities of anti-Semitism, not only on universities but also on the streets. This is, of course, something that drives more Jews to think about making Aliyah. On the other side, we do think that Jews should make Aliyah because they want to make Aliyah, not because they're scared of what's going on in their home country. We do see in a trend that there's a lot of people that are interested in Aliyah, but not materializing right now the actual Aliyah and the step to Israel, even though the numbers are increasing, as we can see. I call on every Jew that is thinking about Aliyah, contact us, we'll help you and try to set you in Israel. There's a lot of new programs from the State of Israel, from private amutot also, that are helping you getting integrated in Israel and have a soft landing.